Plaintiff Curtis Wager doesn't want to be in court suing his daughter today because she's always been Daddy's little girl. However, Curtis claims he allowed the defendant to live at his rental property and she failed to pay rent, so he's suing. Defendant Charity Wager says her parents divorced when she was young and she used to play them against each other. But now that she has 6 kids of her own, she realizes what she put them through. Charity insists her father is suing her prematurely.
Start with you.
Well, I really don't want to be here because she did my daughter, and I don't really want to sue her. But she's always been Daddy's little girl. And
you retired?
Yeah, I'm retired off the railroad.
Well, you need your money. Yeah. Took care of her.
Yeah.
Before she started working.
Yeah, well, it's a retirement.
So she has to, at the very least, pay you when you stop working.
Right.
Should be taking care of you.
Yeah. It was my retirement that helped buy the place.
Yeah. So how's your relationship been over the years with your daughter?
Oh, it's been great, Your Honor. When she was just a kid, she bought her first bike, and she I can't.
She grew up in the household with you?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, she stayed with me.
Good student?
Real good student.
Got her a career or a skill?
No, she didn't get a career or skill, but she did graduate. And I can't say
but
that for the rest
afterwards,
of my...
These days you can't just go to high school. You got to get some type of skill after high school. Yeah. Most folks want some type of paperwork. So either you go to community college, skilled trade, or university. You tell me about yourself and you and your dad's relationship.
I have a great relationship with him. My parents were divorced when I was 5, so I kind of went back and forth. And played them against each other a little bit. And now that I have kids of my own, I realize what I put them through.
How many children you have?
I have 6.
6?
Yes.
How many siblings did you have?
I have 3 older brothers.
So it was 4 of you all?
Yes.
And you have 6?
Yes.
How many boys?
5 boys and 1 girl.
Okay. Whoa. You have a man in the household or the father?
No.
You raising them by yourself?
Yes.
My mother raised 4 boys by herself. And how are you supporting them other than relying on the guys to pay child support?
I have a job, but
okay.
And I did graduate high school.
Does the job pay well, or what if they move out of town or close, or they get a robot to do your work? Do you have a skill where you can go somewhere else?
I don't know.
No, you know whether you have a skill or not.
I have a skill, but I hope.
No, I'm referring to a certified skill, so that when your job is lost or when they continue to keep your wages down and you have 6 children, you're in poverty. The definition of poverty is $25,000 in a household of 4. That's in poverty. So you probably don't even make $25,000, do you?
Probably not.
Yeah, and you have a household of 6.
Defendant Charity Wager is being sued by her father, who regrets having to bring Charity to court today because she's always been Daddy's girl.
How many fathers?
4.
4 fathers. Are they all paying?
No.
How many are paying child support?
0.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got time. How old are you?
37.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. You have plenty of time. Go to your local community college, get one of those programs, if you will, or curriculums that take you right from community college to the workplace. Community colleges specialize in areas where the jobs are and where they're going to be. And their programs are short. Then you have a transferable skill. You got to have something to transfer as well. One job shuts down, you have a skill, you can go to the next job. So, because those children are going to live in poverty all their life. And when you live in poverty, you're living in an area where the education system is no good. You're living in an area where there's a lot of crime. You're living in the area where there's a lot of pressure to do wrong. And so what's going to happen is all 6 of those children, they will live in areas with a bad education system and with a lot of crime and pressure around them. And so they won't get a good education to be able to compete and get in good schools They may fall victim to the crime that's all around them or the drugs that's all around them. So think that way, all right? Don't think just about yourself. Think about how you're going to make sure that they are productive and avoid the same thing. You don't want them to be poor. But with a poor education, you end up being poor for the most part because you can't compete. Kids in the suburbs get a good education, they get into the best schools after high school. Kids with the good universities, of course, they're the ones that get the best jobs. When you get in the workplace and you're competing, a lot of times kids from the impoverished communities outcompete because, such as myself, because they've had so many challenges in their life and living in a crime and drug and impoverished area, you got to learn survival skills. And so you're kind of moving around. Your mind is always on what's my next move to survive? What am I going to do? So you become creative. You become ideas, how to do this, how to do that. And you work extra hard. But then some get into universities or schools and then in the workplace and they clam up because they feel that everybody else is better than them. So instead of having a different thought, and that is, hey, I have survival skills because of where I came from, so I'm going to outcompete these guys. That was my mindset. I was like, I'm going to outcompete all of these little square guys. They're thinking about beer bongs and having fun, and I'm thinking about surviving. I don't have any parents. I don't have any money. Hey, what can I do? Internships, co-op programs, part-time jobs here. So I know I'm taking a lot of time on this, but this is some of the most important things I can convey to you and the audience. Probably the most important in this day and age is make sure you live in an area the best you can to get a good education for your kids. All right? So that's our goal. I want you to stay on top of her, all right?
All right.
And if you need help, what city are you in?
Comiskey.
Comiskey. How far is that from a bigger city?
Yeah.
Columbus is a bigger city. It's
Columbus, what?
Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay.
It's about,
All right, how far is that?
about 45 minutes.
Would you be able to get there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have my staff work with you and try and get you something, all right, so that you can increase your income. I'm gonna look around. All right, so tell me why you're suing her. What contract did she breach?
Okay, well, in 2018, I went ahead and I lowered her rent down from $500 to $400 since her boyfriend moved out.
Okay.
And as of October, she hasn't paid any.
Okay.
Judge Mathis rules on this dispute shortly. Defendant Charity Wager is being sued by her father, who regrets having to bring Charity to court today because she's always been Daddy's girl.
And you have an agreement there?
Yes, I do.
And the balance is $3,000?
Yeah. She did pay me $80, but then she, after she paid the $80, she didn't pay any more. And I didn't know what to do.
Let me apologize to the audience and the viewers again for coming across as lecturing more so than doing and having fun and entertaining and doing the case. However, those are important things that I want to convey. It's more important to me than entertaining.
Oh,
and so I apologize if you say, Judge, we don't have all that lecturing. Whoever saying that, them very ones don't have a job sitting on that couch. I need to listen. All right, ma'am. So, moving right along to the lawsuit. Tell me about this $3,000 your dad is suing you for based on the failure to pay back rent.
Well, I was ordered to pay child support because 2 of my children moved with their dad. And he just basically wanted me to pay him instead of that, so.
Okay. And so that caused you to be short. And do you agree you owe?
Yes.
Do you have any defense other than you can't afford it?
He's suing me too soon because it's supposed to be tax season of next year.
You're supposed to pay when you get your income tax. Now, why do you think you should be spared the game?
Yeah, what had happened?
Everybody else get that game. They have to go for it.
Well,
I'll pay him with my income tax. That's the oldest game in the world. Why shouldn't you have to go for it?
No, I think it should be monthly.
He said he ain't going for that game. He said he has watched my show and seen that 1,000 times, and he knows he's not going to be paid if you tell him to wait till your income tax come. Tell him the student loan. See, you should have went to school. You would have been able to use the student loan game. I told him I was going to pay him when my student loan check came, but when it came, they took some of it because they say I owed state taxes. All right?
Hey, Your
All
Honor,
you folks listening, that's good game.
Your Honor.
But you got to go to school first. And that's what I meant about going to schools. All right?
That happened last year, Your Honor.
The school game. You done ran out of game. You ran out of game. I got a game. 3,000 is your judgment. Have a good day. We're going to help you, all right? All right.
I don't want you to think I have anything against you. But, you know.
Okay. I don't want to say anything.